This video is going to teach you how to write a linear equation by using point-slope form. The first way to write a linear equation is by using slope-intercept form. So in this form, you are usually given slope is 4 or y-intercept is -3, and you're expected to write it in slope-intercept form, where all you're doing is plugging in the important pieces, right? Where M stands for slope and B stands for y-intercept, and it's pretty simple. Well, point-slope form is also just as simple once you've memorized the equation. So the equation goes like this. It's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And this is something you definitely should have in your notes. Once you've memorized this formula, writing a linear equation is pretty simple. Okay, so this might be a little complicated initially, but hang in there. An example would be something like this. Write a linear equation of a line that goes through the following 2 points. -4, 5 and 0. Let's not do 0. Let's do something like -2, -3. Okay. So the first thing we need is to figure out what slope is, right? Slope is part of this formula. We definitely need to find it. So let's go. M equals, if you remember the formula for slope, it's the change in y over the change in x. Okay, so let's do -3 minus 5. So remember, you could go in either direction, but once you choose a direction, you have to do the same thing. So if I'm going -3 to 5, I have to go from -2. So -2 minus -4, which is the same thing as, so let's go. -3 minus 5 is just -8 over -2 minus 4 minus -4 is the same thing as saying -2 plus 4, so that's just +2. And let's always make sure to reduce your slope. -8 over 2 is just -4, and that's my slope. Okay, once I have my slope, all it is I need to pick one of the points. It doesn't really matter which one you choose. So I'm just going to choose -4, 5, just because it has one less negative number. Doesn't really matter. So -4, 5 is the point I choose, which is my x1, y1. Because remember, a coordinate pair is written as x, y, x, y. And I have my slope. So all I'm going to do is plug it into my point-slope form equation. Okay, so it's going to go like this. Y minus 5 from the y1 equals -4, which is my slope, parentheses, x minus -4, which is the same thing as saying x plus 4. Okay, once I have this, it looks pretty simple. Hopefully you all look at this and you say, oh, we should distribute this -4. Okay, so we get y minus 5 equals -4x minus 16. And to solve for y, we just have to add 5 to both sides. And we get y equals -4x minus 11. So this form right here, the one where we just plugged everything in, that's your point-slope form, which is an equation, right? This is fine, but by rewriting it into a more familiar equation, which we know as slope-intercept form, we can easily graph it because we know the y-intercept and we know the slope, and that's it. Okay, so what I would like you to do is to pause this video and to try the following two examples. What I'm going to do this time is once you resume the video, I'm just going to give you the answers right away. And if you got the answers, awesome. If you don't, then I will explain the process right after it. Okay, so here are the two examples. Please try both of them because I will give you both answers right after this. So here are the answers. Example 1, your final answer in slope-intercept form should be y equals negative 2x plus 1. Your example 2 answer should be y equals negative 2x plus 13. If you got both of these right, you definitely can stop the video and you are done. If you haven't, then you should definitely keep watching the video to see if you can find where you went wrong. So here we go. Okay, this is example 1. Your first step should have been to find slope. Your slope is, again, the change in y, so negative 3 minus 5 over the change in x. So 2 minus negative 2, so I'm just going to write 2 plus 2. Okay, negative 3 minus 5 is negative 8. 2 plus 2 is 4. So my slope is negative 2. Hopefully you were able to do that. Then my next step is to choose a point. So I'm going to choose the second point. So just follow along here. Even if you didn't choose this one, this is a good place maybe where you went wrong. So I'm going to write down my equation. This is helpful to do in the beginning when you still haven't really quite memorized the formula yet. And all I'm doing is punching it in. So it's y minus negative 3, so it's just y plus 3, equals negative 2x minus 2. And I'm going to distribute the negative 2, so I get negative 2x plus 4. And then my last step is going to be to subtract the 3, and I get y equals negative 2x plus 1. And that is it. Okay. Alright, here is our second equation. Again, our first step is to find slope. It's going to be negative 3 minus 3. Change in y. Change in x is 8 minus 5. So I end up with negative 6 over 3, which again is negative 2. So that's my slope. I'm going to choose the first point this time, 5 comma 3. Just because there are no negatives, it's a little bit nicer, I think. Again, I'm going to rewrite my point slope form. It probably takes 1 second to do this, and it's a way to not make silly mistakes. And then we're going to plug in. We're going to go y minus 3 equals, my slope is negative 2, and then x minus x1 is going to be 5. So here we go. Now I'm going to distribute the negative 2, and I get negative 2x plus 10. Finally, I'm going to add 3 to both sides, and I end up with y equals negative 2x plus 13. Okay, so if this video was tricky for you, make sure you write down some questions, and I will see you when we have class.